just how good are Chinese guitars compared to their American counterparts? That seems to be the question that keeps being asked, and there's no definitive answer. Now, conventional wisdom says that made in USA guitars are the absolute best. There is none higher, to quote Beavis and Butthead. But practical experience says otherwise. You can easily pay thousands of dollars for a made in the USA guitar and get something substandard, as I've encountered on this show. Now, a brand from China called Shaiji reached out to me and asked if I'd be willing to do a review on one of their guitars. And I thought, okay, what the hell? I haven't encountered these guys before. Let's take a look. Let's see what these guys can do. Is it going to be great? Is it going to be crap? I don't know. Let's find out. Let me grab the unboxing table. Let's grab the guitar, throw it up on this table, and see what we get. That works. Fuck! All right, now the first thing I notice here, we've got the 3 forbidden words. Made in China. Oh, no, not that! We can't use made in China guitars! How will American billionaires continue to exploit people who work for a living? Let's cut the crap here. Let's get this thing open. Let's see what we get. And moment of truth for you guys. Ooh, we get a soft shell case and we get, oh, looks like a little pick holder. Hey, check that out. Look at that, we got a pick holder and some tools and stuff. That's cool. Looks like we get a parts list as well. See, we got a signature on the back here, but I don't want my video getting demonetized, so I can't show you who actually signed off on this because reasons, apparently. Now, we got ourselves a very nice gig bag here, and I really like them because they take up a lot less space than hard shell cases, and I'm not going to too many gigs, so this is kind of a winner for me. I gotta ask though, what's your preference? Hard shell case or gig bag? Leave a comment below, let me know. Cause if you guys wind up liking gig bags, maybe I can review a few on the show. That might be something cool, something worth checking out. Now, before I crack this open and even take a look here, I want to make something very clear. Here's some little disclosure. Yes, I am being paid to make this video. That's so I can, afford to pay my bills and also hire some editors and give people jobs. So it's kind of a win-win. However, Shaiji Guitars has no control over what's said in this video, and they don't get to see it before it goes live. So there is that. And if they didn't agree to those terms, I just tell them to go pound sand. Anyway, let's see what we get. We got a guitar that's wrapped up. Okay, yet another layer to go through here. Gotta say that it definitely smells like a new guitar, that's for sure. Looks like we got some silica gel here. Once again, bass players, please don't eat this stuff. It's bad for you. Oh yeah, like telling somebody something's bad for them ever stopped them before. Let's get rid of the unboxing table first. All right, moment of truth. Let's see what we get. What's behind the curtain here? What do we get? What kind of quality is Shaiji Guitars building? Ooh, look at that color. Damn. Okay, here, check that out. How awesome is that? That looks pretty freaking sick, to be honest with you. Just overall impressions. Let's see if it's in tune. Whoa! All the way from China. And it's in tune. Wow, that never happens like ever. That's actually pretty impressive, guys. Okay, ooh, we got a tremolo on this thing, or a tremolo, or I don't know. The word police are always after me every time I say the word tremolo. Oh, you're saying it wrong, you're saying it wrong. Nobody gives a fuck. The fucking wiggle stick. There, you happy? Let's plug this thing, take it for a spin, and see what it can do. All right, there we go. Just been warming up with this guitar for the last hour or so, wondering when I'm ever going to hit the damn record button. This is the thing, you guys experiencing red light fever? I know I am! You know, this is the thing, I've seen a lot of reviews on these ShiG guitars across YouTube by guitar players who are way better at the instrument than me, but for some strange reason, they reached out to me and said, hey, we want you to do a video, and I'm like, are you sure? Anyway, seriously, I'm really enjoying this guitar. It's very, very comfortable, and it's very pretty. I mean, like, look at all this nice beveling we've got on the back here. This guitar is really comfy to sit with, that's for sure. And as for fit and finish, I don't have any issues whatsoever. The fretwork is beautiful. It looks like somebody was actually paying attention to this guitar. You know, I gotta say, and it plays really, really, really nicely. Yeah, plays really, really nice. Actually, I was wondering the setup was just maybe a tiny bit high, but honestly, you know what? This actually feels really good. It looks like somebody really cared for this instrument before it left the factory, which is great. Like I said, the fact it showed up in tune kind of blew me away. It tells something about the tuning stability. Now, about tuning stability, we've got a non-Floyd Rose trem on here, and it's going to give you some travel, but I think if you get into the whammy bar gymnastics like that some of us 80s metal kids got into, you're going to run into tuning issues. I mean, right now, not bad. But let's have some fun here. Wow, actually, that's pretty good. Okay, might need a slight retuning there. You guys get the point, though. If you're going to use the whammy, you know, just proceed with caution. Okay, now, I gotta admit, I've never seen this before, a screw-in like this, because it looks like there's no threads on this at all until you look here, and the threads are actually inside. So if you're expecting to just jam your whammy bar in and go, it's not going to do that. So proceed with caution. Just remember, you do have to screw it in, and it'll flop around until you get it in all the way. It is very secure though, so at least that was well thought out. Now the bridge is ShiG's own design, that's why we're seeing this, so I gotta say, not too bad, that's for sure. Okay, next up, we've got to play the one part I know all you guys clicked on this video for, especially because it's a metal production channel, and that's the clean sound. Very nice indeed. And there's even a push-pull here for single coil activation. But yeah, this guitar definitely does what most other guitars does. It has two pickups, and it goes from this kind of sound to this. As expected, because strings are vibrating differently depending on where they are on the neck. I know, real big shock there. Oh yeah, almost forgot to put a strap on. Let's do a neck dive test. Yeah, that's not too bad. You can probably jump around on stage with minimal neck dive. Might just want to droop ever so slightly, but it's definitely not nearly as bad as something, say, like a Gibson SG. Let's check out the specs. Yeah, I gotta say, this guitar is super comfortable to play. The neck's a little bit thicker than I normally prefer, but honestly, I've got no complaints because it's got a very flat profile on the back, and access to the upper frets is pretty easy thanks to the recessed neck joint. All around, not bad at all. Let's give it the 5-point breakdown right now. So for packaging, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I thought it arrived in great shape all the way from China. We got a gig bag instead of a hard shell case, but I'm sure a bunch of you guys would probably prefer a hard shell, especially for the guitar's asking price. So I'm gonna give them 4 stars there. Setup, gonna give them 4.5. I thought the action was just a pinch on the high side, but honestly, right out of the box, right out of the factory, nice job. You know, I didn't have to go playing with the truss rod or anything like that. This guitar was ready to go, and I've definitely seen far more expensive guitars show up in far worse shape. So good job at China. Fit and finish, 5 stars. This came absolutely flawless. Could not find a single ding, dent, or otherwise blemish on this guitar. Whoever you've got finishing these Shaiji, please send them over to Gibson and show them how to finish a guitar correctly. Components, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. This is all like proprietary stuff. It's a proprietary trem. There are Shaiji branded pickups. I do love the fact that we get locking tuners. That's great. But my only gripe here is the nut. I would like to see that be replaced with whatever it's come with say a Graphtec, because that's going to be able to handle the trem action a little bit better. If it increases the price of guitar by 20 bucks or something like that, I think it'd be well worth it, because honestly, the first thing I want to do is go grab a hammer and a screwdriver and knock this nut out and put in a Graphtec. There's just no getting around it. They're awesome. Now, my one sticking point on this guitar is the price. It's $1,049 US. And I'm sure half you guys watching this just said, holy fuck, $1,000 for a made in China guitar? And you know, I'm right there with you. I'm like, okay, I don't quite understand why this guitar is this much money, especially considering where it's made. But then again, the price on everything has gone up, and it is a quality instrument. There's no doubt about it. It's very well put together. The finish is gorgeous. I mean, this really is a beautiful instrument all around. And they did put some time in, but still $1,000 is hard to swallow. So I'm gonna give them 3 stars for the price, getting us to an overall 4-star guitar. Now, $1,049 might seem like a lot of money until you start looking at prices for competing brands for guitars, not only made in China, but Indonesia and other foreign countries as well. They're not exactly cheap either. A lot of them are really starting to creep up there in price. So this might actually be quite competitive priced compared to the competition. Now, this guitar might be just a little bit more classic rock themed than the stuff I normally demo on the show. I'm into metal guitars, and I was checking out their webpage, and they've got a really wicked flying V I really want to check out at some point. But overall, yeah, I think this is a fine instrument. If a client brought this into the studio, I wouldn't freak out. I'd know at least we're going to get some pretty decent results out of it, that's for sure. Anyway, if you're interested, you can follow the link in the description below and check out all the details on Shaiji guitars and Shaiji. I'm still not certain how to pronounce that, but it's a pretty damn good instrument, and considering what's coming out of the Made in USA guitars, it might be a little bit better quality too. Now, if you want to check out some of my other guitar reviews, you can check out this one-of-a-kind Flying V right here.